Hey guys, how's it going? It's Amanda. So recently, BenQ sent me a monitor from their 2018 line. This is the EW3270U. And this is a 32-inch 4K gaming monitor with HDR built in. So HDR is finally making it to monitors, which is going to really improve your PC gaming or even console gaming. It also has a built-in USB-C port, so it'll connect to things like your computer if it's got a USB-C port, or even here, I've done it with my MacBook Pro. But I also went out and purchased the latest Xbox One X and even Far Cry 5, which is one of my favorite gaming series by far. But I wanted some of the latest graphics to really push this and test it out. So let's go ahead and take a look at the monitor itself before we jump into demos. The bezels on this definitely aren't the thinnest I've seen, but they aren't the worst. I wish they were thinner though. That is one of the things that I wish they could improve on this. On the bottom here, you can see it's got a little bit thicker bezel, and right underneath the BenQ logo, you can see there is this little black thing, and that is a sensor for their intelligent lighting. So this will adjust to your room and change the colors and temperatures along with the lighting to protect your eyes. Right here on the front, there's an HDR button, and you can also turn on and off that intelligent lighting right there, which is a quick access. And the colors on this are a kind of brushed aluminum looking space gray. I believe it's just plastic though. And then on the back, you can see there is some glossy black. The stand is a bit limited. You can only tilt it forward and backwards, but there's no angle adjustments other than that. But one thing I do really love is that it does have a VESA mount, and it also uses a generic power input with no big bricks. It just plugs straight into the wall. It's all built in. As far as inputs go, you have 2 HDMI ports, 1 display port, 1 USB-C port, so plenty of options there, and it has a built-in headphone jack. They've also included 1 HDMI cable, 1 DisplayPort to mini DisplayPort, and a 3.1 USB-C cable. So I'm going to kill the lights. We no longer need to focus on the outside of the monitor. We've seen that, and I just want you to be able to visually focus on the screen and really get the best feel for it as possible with low lighting. However, there's a couple things we need to discuss. I am using this 4K HDR monitor. I am using the Xbox One X, which supports 4K and HDR, and I'm also playing Far Cry 5, which also supports 4K and HDR. However, my camera is the Canon 80D, and it's only a 1080p camera. So what I see in my eyes is a little more vibrant and a little more bright in all the right places, obviously, not in the wrong places, but it does look a little bit crisper and clearer, and everything pops a little more to my eyes than what my camera is actually capturing. So I don't want you guys to look at this and think maybe it doesn't look as good as it could, because to me, in my own eyes, playing this, it is just really amazing experience. It does look very, very good, but my Canon 80D is only 1080p. I do upscale it to 4K, so it tries to get the best possible picture when it uploads it to YouTube, but you do need to know that it's only recording in 1080p. Now that we have that out of the way, I'm just going to let the gameplay keep rolling just so you can get different scenarios and different areas and see what they look like. And I'm going to read off the specs to you instead of just showing you some boring spec sheet. So the actual screen size is 31.5 inches. It is a 16:9 panel. It is 4K resolution. It is a VA panel with an LED backlight. It has a high contrast ratio of 3000:1 with 300 nits of brightness. It has a 4 millisecond gray to gray. It's HDR10 support. It has that brightness intelligence plus, which I explained a little bit. It views your room and senses what the colors and everything need to look like, and it adapts your screen to the lighting of your room and in your situation. It also has built-in low blue light technology, and all those things are just trying to protect your eyes and keep you from getting fatigued while you're playing and things like that. It's a flicker-free panel. It also supports FreeSync, which Xbox One X either does or is getting ready to support FreeSync, and also clearly if you're using a gaming card that supports it. It has the USB-C, HDMI 2.1, we've read all that, and also has two 2-watt speakers, which I believe I mentioned as well. Okay, so let's move on to a movie. This is Lost in Space, which is I believe it's a Netflix original series. It's streaming on my Apple TV 4K hooked into the monitor just via Wi-Fi. But you can see some of the colors and the contrast there. The show doesn't actually have a lot of crazy colors since they're in space, but I'll switch scenes here in just a moment. But I'll go ahead and show you that this is, on the screen here, it is a 4K Dolby Vision, and it looks fantastic on this. There is some black bars. If you look up to the top left, kind of to the left of her head just a little bit, there is a white spot. That is not backlight bleed. That is a window behind me. I have the shades closed, but there is a bit of a reflection, so you can see the black bars. There's pretty decent coverage there. There's very little blacklight bleed, if any. I don't really notice any, and normally it shows up even more so with your camera than it does with your naked eye. All around, I absolutely love this. If I was going to pick one thing to nitpick about, it is changing the volume. You have to go through many different menus just to be able to select the volume, so I definitely suggest a pair of external speakers if you guys are going to be using this for a lot of media consumption or having to change the volume a lot. Well guys, I absolutely love this. I think you can tell from the demos, this is a great monitor. It's not cheap, it does come in at $699, but it's reasonable for a monitor of this caliber. If you guys would like to pick it up, I will have a link down below. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.